perhaps I am more French than I have been talking about on this channel, which largely talks about DNA test results, cultural perceptions, and that sort of thing. Perhaps I'm more French than I talk about. Now granted, because of my mom's ethnic diversity on her side, there's plenty of videos that I talk about each one of those backgrounds there, but the concept that I would be of French descent falls under the radar. I've hardly made any videos acknowledging this, and I want to do that in this video. I was reading through some of the comments on some videos I've made. Recently I was talking about Iberian DNA, and someone pointed out that actually part of France, the Iberian genetic marker goes into France as well. And there's a good chance that that could be reflected in the fact that I've got nearly a third Iberian DNA, that could be reflected there. So if that's the case, what's interesting is I made a video about a year or so ago where with my dad he had explained the story that a couple generations back that there was a man in my family, last name Stallion or Stallion, however the right way to pronounce it, whether you're in France or whether you're in the United States. Stallion is ultimately my understanding of the last name, spelled like stallion, like the horse, but like the horse, a stallion, like that simple. Well, my actual last name now is Shell, and that's the name that got carried on, which is German, but Stallion or Stallion is, in theory, should have been our last name, because what happened was the man with that last name ended up kidnapping a girl, and she got pregnant, and the family members of that girl went and killed Stallion. So had that been a legitimate relationship and marriage, they got married, my last name now would be Stallion or Stallion, however the right pronunciation is, and I would be Nick Stallion. That would be my name, but instead of Nick Shell, because that happened the way it did. So ultimately, when she did get married, she married a Shell, and that name has been passed down to me. So definitely, undeniably, there absolutely is French DNA in me. We know that because of that last name and because of that story that has been recorded in family history books. So we know that for a fact. That is a fact. And it would back that up. So ultimately, what we get to decide in this video is, by you looking at me, in theory, how much of the French do you see? Because if we're looking at a third Iberian DNA, basically, are we seeing the Spanish, and we're also seeing the French? Are we seeing a little bit of that? Tell me more about this. You know more about it than I do. Everything I know, I just told you. Now tell me the rest right here.